If there's one thing that this generation of consoles has, is remakes and remasters up the ass. Even in this channel I have reviewed a couple of them. The Last of Us, Spyro Trilogy, DMC. The point is, there's so many that it makes it hard to not get one or two. And today I am playing a remake of Medieval, so let's just jump right into it. I've been meaning to play the original for years now, but could never find it at an acceptable price. The art style and atmosphere was what drawed me in initially, and I am pleased to say that from what I can tell, the remake is incredibly faithful to the feel and look of the PS1 classic. That gothic, cartoonish style is still present and honestly even better than before. All of it was faithfully recreated and modernized, at least visual-wise. The story of this game is something else that didn't change. You still play as Bone Daddy, or as you would call him, Sir Daniel Fortesque, on his quest to stop the evil wizard. No, not that evil wizard, this evil wizard. This is Zarok, and he wants to take over Gallowmere. Sir Dan is believed to have stopped him on his first attempt, when in fact Dan died on the first barrage of arrows. Having a second chance, he is eager to stop Zarok and prove to the other people on the Hall of Heroes that he truly deserves a place with them as a true savior of the land. Aside from the beginning and the end of the game, most of the lore is found on books that get narrated to you or on the Book of Gallowmere, which is basically an encyclopedia of the world around you. Because of this, the story is for the most part out of the way, and that's okay by me. It's very much a gameplay kind of game. There's a little intro at the beginning of every level, but it's extremely quick and it doesn't really explain much. Luckily, the gameplay is pretty fun, and not much has seen changes from the original. From what I can gather, the button layout is different and the ability to immediately switch between two weapons are the only gameplay changes. Oh, and also the Den Cam, which is just a closer camera to your shoulder, which I never found a use for, but we don't really need to talk about that. Shh. You have a variety of weapons, both throwable and not throwable. Man, I'm inspired today apparently. I'm not going to explain or talk about all of them, but they mostly all have different uses and I found some to be more useful than others. But I urge you to try them out yourself. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Personally, I sticked for the most part with a sword and some sort of bow and arrow, and that's about it, I guess. I also love how you can beat enemies with your ripped arm. Hey buddy, you need a hand? I guess not. You can also use a shield to defend yourself, but I didn't care to use it that much because Bone Daddy don't roll that way, I guess. If you're stubborn like me, then you're probably going to lose a lot of health, and when your bar depletes completely, a potion will automatically replenish your health. You know, provided you have extra potions to spend. You can also wait in these pools of health to slowly, and I really do mean slowly, regain life. You know, until the game decides that you need to go and just vanishes. You can dash, jump, normal attack and charge attack. Simple but effective. Don't forget, this is technically a 1998 game, for better and for worse. And one aspect where this is worse is on the level select screen. I absolutely hate how slow it is to choose a level, and sometimes it's actually hard to get there because you need to press the direction that the levels are on, and some of these directions lead to dead ends, so you have to go back and go through the other path. It might be a small gripe, but I found this to be something so simply fixed that really didn't need to be so faithful. Besides, you use the world map constantly. On a good note, this map does look visually appealing, so there's that at least. Where I do like this closeness to the original is on the level design. The levels are extremely linear, but I find these so charming and so aesthetically pleasing. A favorite spot of mine is this one. I love how the things look from the inside out. It's absolutely stunning. The levels still work nowadays perfectly, even if they are pretty easy. There are some secrets hidden in these levels that are once again pretty easy to find, but very fun nonetheless. Of these secrets, the chalices... Wait, is this a secret? I guess you need to find it, so I'll count it as one. Anyways, the chalices, which you need to find, and for the most part you have to murder enough enemies to unlock, are a necessity which you should always be on the lookout for. The more you have, the more gifts you earn from the hero statues on the Hall of Heroes. This is the way to get new and better weapons, so I recommend you never skip these. I really like these, as this gives you some progression and some more personality to the game, since every hero is different and they have a bit of dialogue for you, which was one of my favorite parts of the narrative. Too bad I can't talk to them at will, or even go to the Hall of Heroes at will. Every time you get a chalice and beat the level, you will be spawned in it, but there's no actual option to just get there for some unexplainable reason. Anywho, a cool feature of the chalices is that when you defeat enemies, their soul will go to the chalice, so if you can't find it, just follow the souls of your slain foes. There is no life system, but there are also no checkpoints in the entire game, so if you mess up, get ready to restart the entire level, including killing all the enemies all over again. Once you beat the level with the chalice though, it will never need to be collected again, so there's that. And since we are talking about levels and secrets, I want to discuss the hidden level, because it's not so great. The reward is actually pretty good, even if I didn't use it, and the idea is very good as well, but I just hate the maze-like structure of the Ant Colony. It's so infuriating to get lost running around in circles. This is by far the worst level in this game. Sadly, if you want all the trophies, you must do it twice at least. If not, by all means skip this one. Once you reach almost the end of the game, you are tasked with collecting and fulfilling one last wish to lost souls. This just essentially means that you have to play the levels for a second or even third time. Once normal, once to find the soul, and once to fulfill its wish. They ask various things, but they're always very easy. Slay extra enemies, raise a slow fat ghost, collect money, things like this. These are unique to the remake, and at first I thought they were just filler to pad out game time, but over time I started to find them a little fun distraction, and since the levels and challenges never take too long to finish, I found myself enjoying them. Completing this side task will unlock a full version of the original Medievil from 1998, and let me tell you, I was so happy I proceeded to play it for about 30 minutes, and I won't play it again probably. It's really nice unlock, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to beat the game again just for this video. Maybe in my spare time I will, but maybe not, who cares? They really don't seem to have that many differences. Playing the original really made me appreciate the visual and animation upgrades. For a PS1 game, it really does look impressive, but the PS4 version has so much more detail. Dan's armor looks so much better, the extra animations really sell the game's vibe, and the way you run is wonderful. It's all just so smooth, but also very fitting with the original. What is not always smooth though is the frame rate. It's fine for the most part, but in some parts I could feel a significant drop. The worst case was probably when I first played the Scarecrow level, which I can't really be bothered to Google the name of, sorry. The camera can sometimes be disorienting and not so great, almost like a classic Resident Evil camera, but without the tank controls to help alleviate the awkwardness. Sometimes the textures were also quite slow to load or just blurry overall. And then there was the incident. You see, apparently I got hit before finishing the level and died, but it still counted as completing it. But when I reappeared on the Hall of Heroes, I had 0 health and couldn't move. Closing and opening the game actually fixed it, but for a second I was under the impression that I was indeed. Honestly, these are all very minor nuisances overall. It really doesn't deter from this game's enjoyment, but I still feel the need to address them as they did happen all this time after release, and by now I really don't think they will be patched. On a better note though, the music and voice acting in this game is actually pretty incredible. I found myself humming some of the tunes way after I closed the game. Apparently, the music is a mixture between old remixed songs and brand new tracks, and they all hit the mark. I'm not really going to address the boss fights, you know what, I will address them. They're cool looking and fine, I liked the visuals, wasn't a huge fan of the fights, but they were passable, and that's all I'm going to say about them. It's a very small game, about 11 hours, and it's an easy platinum trophy. In older times, I would have stayed here and explained to you the easiest and hardest ones and how to get them easier, but it wouldn't have mattered either way, because they're all extremely easy. So if that's what you're looking for, or if that's your thing, you're set with this remake. For everyone else, I can easily recommend this game if you enjoy older games, because that's what this is, an older game with a new coat of paint. And that's exactly what I was expecting. If you don't like older games or didn't really like the original to begin with, this will definitely not change your mind. So in short, is Medieval a good game? Yes, absolutely. Price to quality is perfect, and I had a lot of fun with it, and that's all that matters, to be honest. Now, if you excuse me, Bone Daddy wants to go for a swim. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't swim in this game. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Recently, I hit the milestone of 18 subscribers, which unironically actually made me really proud. I've been doing this for about 2 years, I think, so it's always nice to see the number rise. Thank you for everyone who subscribed, and thank you if you are considering subscribing right now. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time.